What's up, guys? It's your boy Nathan, and we somehow managed to make it in time. I really like the blue color next to my name. It'll be all felt good. You want to recall? In the future, mistake. In the future, definitely, but in the future, definitely. Now I'm good with I'm good with one mod, honestly. Hello, Rhythm. I think you also get a different. You get a sticker to your name if you're a member as well. So it's not necessarily just that, but yeah. Uh, SmackDown was great. It was great. I only wish I could get up at 5:30 to watch some of these matches because I believe John Cena cursed today, and obviously by the time I watched the replay, it was all blurred out, beeped out. Hey Nitesh, good evening. Almost missed the game, dude. I kind of went to sleep. Hey Nitesh, it has been a long time, buddy. How have you been? Did you watch the cricket score? I did not. I was out today. 90 for 2. India lead by 96 runs. 465. How's this gonna work? Think there will be a winner in this test based on that. Rudraksh is asking, see you next time. Take care, Nitish. Match predictions, I think Real Madrid has got this one. Not really worried about Pachuca as as egotistical as that might sound. Don't think we should be worried about Pachuca. Any transfer updates? Well, we are closing an Embuemo. We're gonna eventually pay him the same amount, which means we just wasted a lot of our time basically, because that's what they wanted and that's the price we're giving them, and we just wasted a bunch of time waiting for them. The red card. Salomon Rondon plays for Pachuca. Sends you a red card again. Bro. Salomon Rondon has a full head tattoo, man. Jeez. Oh, no. Unbelievable. So, Ganacho Insta post, yes. I have. Did Real Madrid play last Club World final against this team? I don't know. Did they? Oh, Salomon Rondon. My God, what a blast from the past. What an absolute blast from the past, Salomon Rondon. Technically, Real Madrid didn't go trophyless this season. They defeated Pachuca in the Continental Cup final. Ugh. Madrid comes back from Lens after loan spell we would be having. Three left backs we can sell like Shaw and Malasia. Oh, if Malasia comes back from Lens after loan spell, we'd have be having yeah. He's gone by the way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we do, man. I don't know. We have a bunch of left backs, man. It would be nice to get rid of them. Plus, we have Arma 7. Oh, over the wall, almost hit someone in the face. All right, this could create real problems for Real Madrid now. Talk about real problems. It's gonna have to. It's gonna have to get really careful now for the rest of this game, Real Madrid, if they don't want to get knocked out. Here we go. Rondon overlap. Ball comes in. I think he was off. I thought he was off. Kennedy. Yo, it's another Chelsea player. What's going on, bro? This Pachuca has all these Premier League players, man. Kennedy, who played for Chelsea, and then he went to Spain. I forgot which team. I did see Garnacho's Insta post mistake. Technically, we also defeated United in the Community Shield Super Cup final, bro. I'm telling you, that is literally a charity match. We had this discussion already. It'll never count, bud. It'll never count. Yes, Monaco closing in on deal to sign Paul Pogba's free agent. Here we go soon. 2-year contract ready as revealed last week. Gerald Concert to Leverkusen. Here we go. 30 million pounds plus 5 add-ons. Unbelievable. Mira, I'm just adding rhythm and we're not claiming trophies. Oh, okay. All right. Only trophy city on the same Peps. Oh, come on. Let him be, man. Deco saying we will try for Nico Williams. Kwanzaa again. Vinicius Jr. taking a photo with Matheus Cunha, Ronaldinho, and Luis Ronaldo. Mm. Trent is just a different fullback. Having him with us is incredible. Xabi Alonso. Oh God, Xabi, you're better than that, my brother. You're better than that. You're better than that. God damn it, Xabi Alonso. That is not what we wanted to read. Nathan, you have asked me not to panic, but I bet we will go on preseason with Cunha and Mbemo. But I bet we will go on preseason with Cunha and Mbemo. Yeah, that's basically what they said, isn't it? Yesterday there was some interview came out that we will be we are very happy with our progress in the transfer window. Bro, I've been trying to say this forever. I have been trying to say this exactly forever. This whole we are trying to save money thing. It's a really cool thing to tell the fans because we have a notorious reputation for overspending money. It is a great thing to tell fans for people to keep them calm and go. Don't relax, guys. We are going to buy the players. Just give us time. This is the great narrative, Suraj. But I told you, we are not going to sell the players the way we think we are, and we are just as slow with the Glazers than without the Glazers. Nothing has changed. We are going to end up paying for Mbemo the same we paid for Cunha, and we just wasted 3 weeks doing nothing. Don't be surprised if we spend the exact amount of money we spent on Cunha for Mbemo. So we have just wasted our time. Absolutely wasted our time. No CMCBR right wing back, but in any case, Suraj, there is literally no links about any of them. So that is a whole different story. We don't really have links for those players anyway at the moment. The next we would want is a striker. We should be getting a striker to go on. I see no ambition doing interviews. Make no sense. Better said than done. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm saying that's what I said on. I'm sure you remember, Suraj. This is what I said on Mohawk's channel. We just get constantly lied. We are fed buzzwords, and every year we think things are going to change, and they don't change. Then we go on preseason with the players we don't have. So I was reading something the other day. Take this off so I can speak clearly. I was reading this the other day. How many players last season did we get for preseason? We got Euro, but he ended up getting injured and he came like what October. So Euro wasn't there for the season. Yeah, and he played 2 preseason games, right? Fair enough. We got him, but before preseason. We got Euro. Mazraoui, I think, played the first game of the season. We did not get Delict. Who was the other players we didn't get? God, I'm drawing a blank now. Basically, for the last 2 3 years, we have got some of our players after the season began. Forget preseason. So, what is the difference when Mohawk was? I'm like, Mohawk, what is the difference? You tell me. What is the actual difference? Here we go. Rondon. Rondon. Kennedy shoots, rebounds, double save. Woo! Oh, here comes the yellow. Stupid yellow. Stupid yellow for no reason. Absolutely no reason. Today, Real Madrid's first socio passed away at the age of 100. He has been a socio for 93 years. 93 years. Oh my God. That's a lot of football to watch. Maza Delic came after. Thank you, Delic. That's the one I was saying. Maza Delic came after preseason. Then the year before that, Amrabat Xerxes didn't come on time. Rasmus was injured and he didn't come on time. We only settled the deal after the season began. Uh, like there is so many. We have not for the last 2 3 years. We have not got the players. Then we say the manager didn't have his players to play the style, and then we go. These old players are useless. We have to get more of the new players. It becomes a trickle down effect, and then eventually the manager gets sacked. Now again, we are not getting our players before preseason. We'll say we were supposed to get rid of a lot of these players this year, so we could start afresh with our team. Literally the same cycle is Ugarte. Thank you. Ugarte was literally towards the end of the transfer. And yes, basically, it's the same thing. And everyone said it's going to be different with Barada and all this. And someone, I believe, on Mohawk's channel, I saw the message. I didn't read it out. Oh, here we go. Oh, foul. I saw that. My God, Rondon's making it difficult for them today. Can't believe I'm saying those words. Someone said on the channel is the Glazers spend our money, not their money. I'm like, bro, you're missing the point. Whoever's money they spent, they still spent it. Here we are higgling and haggling over 5 million. And now I'm telling you, Suraj, you tell me, if we end up buying Emvemo for the price that they asked after we rejected the first bid, what have we done for the last 3 months, 3 weeks? People will say we try to negotiate. How is it a try to negotiate when they tell you uh, if they tell you the first after the first bid only we want 60 plus 5 or whatever it is, like people will say they tried no, I'm like, yeah, but at the end of the day you still paid the price they asked you for within the first week. So in within days of the transfer window opening we put in a bid. The next day it got rejected. They even said they want this kind of money, the same money we feel Cunha is. I mean, Mbeumo's worth just as much as Cunha, and I said it on that channel, Suraj. I know you were there. I feel that Brentford finished above. Mbeumo had more goals and assists. He should be paid the same amount of money. He should be paid the same amount. The difference is one was a release clause, one was not. You know what I'm saying? One team finished above us, one team did not. Mbeumo had more goals and assists than Cunha. Okay, we only had to pay so much for Cunha. We got him cheap technically because it was a buyout clause. Okay, fine. But now Mbeumo wants the same money. Mbeumo performed better. Brentford finished better. So, I mean, I don't know what is the problem. Okay, we don't want to pay that kind of money. Fair enough. But in terms of being worth it, you could make an argument in the last 2 seasons that Brian Mbeumo is worth more than that. Or Brian Mbeumo was worth the same amount of money for the last 2 seasons. Especially after they lost Tony. After they lost Tony, everyone thought Brentford's going to get relegated. They finished even in a better place. So how? So we are paying the same money for a player that performed better than Matheus Cunha, and people will tell you we are trying to negotiate because we don't want to overpay. Okay, fine, but if you end up paying the same price, what is the waste of the 3 weeks? That 3 weeks we could have gone after Gyökeres, or now apparently L'Equipe has linked us with Kolo Muani, which my God, I really don't want. I would have taken Delap. I'm telling you right now, I don't want Kolo Muani at any case. But that's what we are linked to. So at the end of the day, what have we waited for? We have waited for nothing. We have waited for nothing and we have wasted a bunch of our time that we will not get back. It's incredibly frustrating. Real Madrid 1 attempt on goal, Pachuca 6 attempts at goal, 2 on target. Pachuca must be very used to playing in this weather. We are a Mexican team, right? Must be very, very used to playing in this weather. I'd rather take Moana than Moani. Exactly, bro. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. See, even if you want to take Moani, fine. My point is, let's keep it moving now. Oh, they're playing in North Carolina, Charlotte. Okay. It's quite humid, I guess. They're all sweating. It's the most baseless argument. That's not our money, but the club's money. If we win trophies, do we get anything? But we celebrate. So we should treat the club money as our exact. See, I'm just saying. Yeah. See, people are frustrated. I understand. I'm not really saying anything against what people are saying. It's just that the argument of who spent money, this team, this management. To me, this management is just as bad as that management. Except for the fact, another thing. Jim Ratcliffe said last year before preseason started that we don't have money. We might what? We might go bankrupt by December if we don't make changes. And then spends 300 million on players. Okay, we didn't get them preseason. Fine, fair enough. But we went to spend three. What? How much did we spend? 200, 250 million to buy all those players last season. He said we would be bankrupt by December in an interview, and then spends 250 million. Now again, he's doing the same thing this season. The same outlets are saying the same thing. Arey, we don't have money. We have to keep an eye out on PSR. They're saying that it's the same narrative again. The bang exact same narrative again. And now again, we are not buying players and we are going to buy players after the season begins. And people are okay with it because, quote unquote, people think we are negotiating our contracts for these players that we want to sign. I don't think so, man. I really don't think so. And I don't think there's evidence to prove it either, to be honest. I really don't think. I really don't think there's evidence to prove it at all. We are going to find out, I guess. We're going to find out because if we spend 60 million for Mbemo, we have negotiated nothing because they wanted 63 million or whatever we paid for Cunha, and we negotiated 3 million and we wasted 3 weeks. Now people will say 3 million is a lot of money. Then this becomes a problem then with our club. Kwanzaa sold for 30 plus buyback plus 5 million add-ons, by the way. We can't materialize a deal for Rashford, Ghana, Anthony. What a waste. Another great point you're making, Suraj. Fine, we can't buy these players. Fine, it's taking time. Fine, we have to get the best price. Fine. Why are we not selling players? Why are we a club that can only do one deal at a time? How many people are running the transfer market? Possible penalty check. Continue to play. No penalty. Why can't we at least sell players? Like, I just don't understand how people think that this is even remotely in our favor the way they are doing business. All to save a couple of million pounds, man. I mean, we are going to pay for it later on. I don't know. I don't know. We're going to pay for it later on. अभी का मैच देख रही हूँ कौन सी वेबसाइट पे डजोन हमाद डजोन डजोन it's for free there. It's being shown worldwide. 27 minutes nil nil. Pachuca with all the ball. If we start the season badly, I'm really scared what will happen. But see, this is what I'm saying. No, this is not the way to think, Suraj. I totally agree with you, but this is not the way to think. There are people no just getting away with it every year. And every time we will blame the players and manager. This shit players can't play anything. They're the worst. This, that, and the other. Get the new players so Amarim can cook. Bro, like What about man management? What about playing with what you have? Bro, there are other teams in the country that play with what they have, no? They don't spend 400 million every transfer window. Like Ruben Amorim has to make some of these players work, yeah. Like it's that's just the bottom line. So you know, and I know that we would have got 3 4 players in, and we would sell 3 4 players out, at least starters. Not all the players we don't want to use anyway, like Lindelof and Ericsson. So by changing 4 players, we are going to win the league. By changing 4 players, we are going to finish in Europeans. No, we have to improve as a team. You have to improve with what you have. Even if we got the players they want before preseason, he still has the majority of players he does not want, technically speaking. The majority of the players are players he doesn't want. So what's he going to do? If we do badly again, we are going to blame the players. Bro, I don't mean to startle you, Suraj, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did better with less, dude. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did better with less. No matter what people want to say, no matter what people want to talk about style of play, no matter what excuses people want to make, he did better with less, dude. He really did. People were saying, oh, but counter attacking is simple, it's basic. Then fucking do it. Don't make us finish in 15th for your pride. Do it. Play counter attacking football. Because finishing 15 doesn't do us any favors, bro. This whole, oh, Amarim found out which players he doesn't want. That's why good he came during the mid of the season. I don't agree at all because he had no intention of playing a back four, which put us at a severe disadvantage for the rest of the season. No matter what anyone wants to tell you, the fact that we changed systems mid-season and 95% of these players have never played a back three, it affected us. And people will just not acknowledge it. They don't want to acknowledge the truth. It affected us no matter what anyone says because these people do not play a back four. It doesn't matter how shit you think these players are. They finished third and then they finished eighth. 8 and 15th is a massive difference. It's a massive difference. The same players. It's a massive, massive difference. You can't use that as an excuse. So now when we sell 4 players and we buy 4 players and they don't and again we don't perform well, what are we going to blame now? What exactly are we going to blame now? We didn't get these 4 players before preseason. Bro, the majority of your team has been your team for the last 6 months. Even if you don't get the players you wanted, whatever players you have to do the make the most to make the most with those players. You have to. You can't go, the majority of these players are not his. That's why we suck. I'm like, bro, we can suck, but we don't have to suck at 15th. We can suck at 8th place, 6th place, 7th place. You know, 15th is not sucking, dude. 15th is struggling to hold on. Our squad is not that bad. I'm sorry to disappoint people. No matter what people will want to say, no, our squad is not that bad to finish 15th. And the change in system and the change in the roles for all the players has affected the way we play. And to not acknowledge that, no, it's very naive here. Okay, you're fed up with these players, they have let you down. Fine, fair enough. But you have to acknowledge all factors. You can't just go, these players have been here, they have sacked all the managers, it's because of them we're in this position. Bro, nobody has given them these ridiculous contracts that no one else wants to buy them. The management has given these players these contracts. That's why we can't sell Shaw, Rashford, Sancho. The Napoli director basically said we want Jadon Sancho, but not at the salary he's being paid. So Napoli is openly coming out and publicly saying we are not willing to pay your salary. So that means we are not going to sell Sancho because he would have gone to Chelsea then. Chelsea were going to take him at a reduced salary, which again he did not want. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like blaming the players. Blaming the players also. It's a cop out. Yeah, it's a cop out to protect the manager. The manager not getting our players is the cop out to protect the top management. It's all. They're all at fault here. First of all of them give terrible interviews, Suraj. Like everybody gives a terrible interview. Nobody gives you any kind of confidence at all. Omar Berada says, "Why not? We can do the impossible. We have 2, 3 transfer windows to do win the league." I'm like, bro, what kind of max is that? We have bought one player when teams who have won the league have bought 3 players. They have broke the bank and bought 3 players too. They haven't taken free agents. Chelsea has bought players. Aston Villa has bought players. Arsenal have bought players, and we have bought one player. We have released. We have bought one player via a release clause, and he's going on an interview with one buy, with one completed buy in the transfer market, and saying we have 2, 3 transfer markets to win the league. And you are telling me that we are doing it the right way. You are telling me that just give him time. You are telling me that it's different from the Glazers. Bro, even the Glazers never said bullshit like this, yeah? In 2, 3 seasons, we are going to win the league. Charlotte, North Carolina, shouted Michael A. Jordan. Of course, UNC, baby. University of North Carolina, Tar Heels. Let's go. The holy trinity of basketball colleges in North Carolina. Duke, Chapel Hill, UNC. There's your knowledge for the day, guys. You're welcome. Shot from distance, saved. Oli was not back. Suraj, let's say he was back. He still did better with a shitter team. Let's say he was back for the time. He still did better than both the next 2 managers. He did. It's a fact. It's an absolute unequivocal fact. He did better with worse players in the 2 seasons he was in charge. But do you feel Amram can turn these players play a system as he's adamant he won't change? You know what, Suraj? It does not matter. He's got to work with the players he's got. He can be adamant all day long. Goal! What a finish by Bellingham! What a finish by Bellingham! Wow! Out of nowhere, Real Madrid score. Incredible. They required that power 8 break. Oh my god! Why is he doing the Messi Year Cup celebration? I don't know what that's about, but okay. What a finish by Jude Bellingham. Hey Dhruv, Nathan, Goa से कब आया? Long time ago, Kev. Long time ago. Been here forever. Um, I mean, he just got to do it. It doesn't matter if he can or he can't, Suraj. Or he has to be malleable. He has to change his system. He has to be flexible. Bro, it didn't matter what we did this transfer window, Suraj. It didn't matter because we were never ever going to get rid of the majority of the players. That's why when everyone went, this fellow 10 million, this fellow 20 million, this fellow 30 million, I'm like, bro, it's not going to work like that. This is not FIFA. People must want to buy your players. You putting price tags on your players because you want them gone does not mean they are going to buy them. You have to actually want to buy these players. That's how outgoings work. This is not fictitious outgoings. How many players we have sold? Zero. 3 have gone. 3 free agents have gone. That's another myth people say. We have already lost rid of some players. We have already released some of the wage bill. Bro, they went as free agents. We have not released shit. We have not released shit. Their contracts ended. Don't act like we did work. The only work we did was we did not re-sign them. We didn't do any work. When somebody's contract's over, no, it doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what they say. They cease to become a member of the club like any other contract worker. Once the duration of the contract's over, he's done. He's free. Lindelof was on 70K. Christian Eriksen was on a lot of money, 150K, and Johnny Evans was on like 40K. Johnny Evans anyway was doing rolling contracts. He was like 1+1+1 every time. The players we got rid of, you can say we released the wage, but the only one on high wages was Eriksen, who we bought as a free agent as well. Johnny Evans free agent, Christian Eriksen free agent, and Lindelof has been here for 8 years. Those are the players that have gone. They were never ever going to be main players in the squad. So who have we gotten rid of? Nobody. Nobody has gone. Nobody has been even linked to going. So no matter what would have happened, no matter who we would have sold, the majority of the players would still not be Ruben Amorim's. He has to make do with what he has. Simple as that. People will disagree with me. People will use whatever excuse they want. He has to do the best with what these players. He has to figure it out. The stubbornness is cool, no, when it's working. The stubbornness is not cool, no, when it's not working. That's why Ancelotti is not a Real Madrid coach anymore. One of the reasons is because he was stubborn. One of the reasons is he didn't want to make the changes needed. Partly was he wasn't backed. When he needed other players, they never gave it to him. So stubbornness is not always a great thing, man. Stubbornness is not a great thing. Sometimes I think it's terrible, to be quite honest with you. Um, See, freedom fighter stays as of now. No one's willing to pay his salary, Aditya. So yeah, Mark Gay is going to be asked soon. Exactly, that's my point. The season he has to work at Menu Future, Insecure, Ghana will get sold. Maybe Euro will leave after 2 3 years. It's going to get worse. Loudmouth, football. Do me a favor, buddy. Just just drop me the PSN thing again. I'll send it to you again. I'm sure I've sent it already. Just send me the ID again. But they're saying, if you're offside top six, one more thing, I'll lose my shit, bro. I'm telling you right now. Even after all the complaints I've said about Amarim, I've openly and I'm not going to change. We need to be in the top half of the table. If we are in the bottom of the table again, sack him. Us. I don't care. I don't care even if it's by 1 point. We are 11th place. Sack him. My prediction is we finish eighth. If we finish between eighth and 10th, I'll take it. But I'll only take it for one season. After that, no chance. I think we're just stalling deals till July due to PSR. Apparently, we were supposed to be the rumor was we were doing that for Gyökeres. I don't know why we are doing that for Mbeumo because Mbeumo we technically put a bid first and we put a bid ages ago. So I don't know why we are stalling for 10 million for Mbeumo. But as far as I know, we were stalling the Gyökeres or whatever striker we are looking for. I believe we were stalling that deal. We were definitely stalling that deal for July. That is definitely true, Dhruv. But what Villanova Wildcats did with Jalen Brunson was fucking madness. Villanova is a great basketball team, and Gonzaga is a great basketball team. Some good basketball teams. UConn was a good basketball team when I used to follow college uh, basketball back in the day. So why we blame Ten Hag for not playing the Ajax way? If every manager has to adapt to our board is not competent enough to give players they want. The thing about the Ten Hag way is at least the base formation was the same, Suraj. And the reason we play Ten Hag for not blaming the Ajax way is because he took out important players in our squad, stating that he wanted these players to play the Ajax way, aka David De Gea and Cristiano Ronaldo, our two best players by a country mile. He got rid of them to bring in two shits because he thought that they don't fit his style. So the reason we blame him for not playing that style is because he said we need to get rid of these players to play his style. And then one day, and I'm sure you know this, Suraj, one day a random reporter in one of the pre-match press conferences asked him, and I quote, when are we going to start playing Ajax football? And then he says, after selling David De Gea, after fighting with Ronaldo, after creating all this chaos, he then says, we can't play the Ajax way. Those are a different set of players. These are different set of players. And then people got pissed off because then they were like, wait a minute. So um, then people ask, right? Sorry, I'm just trying to find Yudi on this. Give me a second. Um, so then why did we sell our players? That's why people got pissed off then. People were like, this is really terrible. Why have you decided to sell our Golden Gloves goalkeeper? Because everyone thought you're going to get a goalkeeper so you can start playing your style. So that is why we blame another goal there. Other goal there. My God, 10 man. Incredible. I've sent it just now, Yudi. Sent it just now. Yudi ball. Sorry, where was I? So that's why we blame Ten Hag, Suraj. He got rid of our keeper, gave us the shit keeper, doesn't want to buy him, decides to go and buy Flecken from Brentford. Only player he's interested in apparently was Garnacho and maybe Anthony. He leaves us with this player here. He says, and then randomly one day goes, we cannot play the Ajax way because these players did. So why the fuck did we sell our goalkeeper? For what? Before anyone tells me because of wages, he was taking a reduced pay cut and reduced wages. He already agreed to that. So we just spent, and that's 60 million on a goalkeeper. David De Gea's salary was going to be like 10 million. He was going to sign a 2-year deal. And the other 50 million we could have used to buy anybody else. Then we spent 60 million on Mount. So we spent a lot of money under Ten Hag and never ended up playing his style. That's why we blamed him. Let's cut ourselves some slack and calm ourselves till season start. I would like us to stop talking about Manchester United as we have an entire next season to rip apart this match. No, bro, I'm not talking about that. We were actually technically talking about transfers. I told Suraj to stay calm until everyone comes back from holiday. See the players we have when everyone comes back from holiday. Then we'll start panicking because then it becomes the same. The thing, the problem is rhythm. The story becomes the same thing. What is the story? Didn't get our players in preseason. How are we supposed to get used to the formation? Now everyone will say sack the managers, even though it's the players' fault. It's not the players' fault. It's not the manager's fault. It's the way the club's run. If you know the way the club is run, you can't complain about the players or the manager. Because every year we think we are going to do better and we end up doing worse. Sometimes we either do the same or worse. This season, I think we are worse. So yeah, I'm all right to wait for Mbemo for a while if we can save 10 million. Yeah, I don't think we're going to save Dhruv. I think they're going to pay 60 million anyway. I think we have wasted a lot of time because we have not even focused on selling players. Forget buying players. Gonzaga shout out to the greatest NBA assist leader of all time, John Stockton, Utah Jazz, the 3-point sniper. Karl Malone's teammate, the mailman. Why we got a manager who plays three at the back? Because that is the only man. See now. This I don't know how to answer, Suraj. This question I can't answer for you. Why did we do this? Is a great head scratcher. It's a fantastic question that I wish I had the answer for, so I could seem very smart to the people who are watching this show. I have no clue, to be honest with you. I still wanted Thomas Frank. And guess what? I don't think Thomas Frank is going to play three at the back either. You know why? Because he's going to adapt to the players he's got. You know why? Because he has to. He has to because he's not going to get 500 million. But because no way we should pay anything above 6. No, we are going to pay 60 million only, Dhruv. It's going to see. After the first bid, they basically said Mbemo is around the valuation of Cunha. And I'll tell you what, even though we got Cunha at a release clause, he would probably be more expensive. I still agree with that. Because Mbemo probably had a better 2 seasons than Cunha, not even one. One with Tony, one without Tony, which makes it more impressive. So I think he is. I think you can argue he's worth more than 60 million, but I think they want 60 million. And if we end up paying 60 million, we have wasted 3 weeks for nothing because they have already, after they rejected the first bid, they already said they wanted 60 million. So after Brentford, Ten Hag just went counter attack, which actually helped him, but his transfers are bad. Yeah, his transfers are bad. Exactly my point. No, his counter attacking is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did. Why did he have to sell our best players to do it? It didn't make sense. If he was going to, that's what I'm trying to say. If he was going to do it anyway, then why sell our best players and get shit? That's what doesn't make sense to me. That's why people are really pissed off at Ten Hag, me included. After holiday, we will have no sales. 15 plus team plus Cunha and Burmo. Let's see what happens, Suraj. Like I said, man, I'm not going to panic until everyone comes back from holiday. After that, questions need to be asked. Doesn't matter if you hammer him in, hammer him out. You think Ineos is better than the Glazers. Doesn't matter. Questions have to be asked. But until everyone comes back from holiday, it doesn't mean shit because nobody's training, nobody's doing nothing. So That's why I'm relaxed. Hey Karthik, good evening. Three at the back is just on paper, it's more fluid in game. That's why we need a center back. It's more fluid in game, Drew, but we still at the end of the day need wing backs. We still at the end of the day need three center backs in the midfield. Um, and that is something we never did in the previous two managers. It is definitely more fluid, but at the same time, you still need what do you call it? You still need the manpower that you probably didn't require when you played a back four. Need more center backs. You need more inside forwards than out and out wingers because the wing backs provide the width, stuff like that. You need different. You do need different players. You could have got Xavi and played a 4-3-3. Why would Xavi do that to himself, dude? Why would he do it to himself? Honestly, to be honest, we should have tried and negotiate a deal lower than release clause for Cunha, as I don't feel there was any competition. Yeah, but the thing is, the release clause is the release clause, no? And other people would have triggered it. And why will Wolves take less money, Dhruv? Why will Wolves take less money? Because Mateus Cunha would have to honor the release clause because he wanted the release clause. So if someone paid the release clause and he didn't want to go, he'd still have to go because he the deal is what? You have to sell me if someone meets the release clause. Xavi Ball won't work in United. I mean, it won't finish us in 15th either, though. Will it, Dhruv? That is sadly the problem we have. Gula and Bellingham 2-0 halftime. Ten Hag is buying. Excuse me. Ten Hag is buying Liverpool players for silly money. He was supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. 30 million for Jarrell Quansah, dude. That's mad. He's like a 20 million player. Spend 30 million on him plus five add-ons plus buyback. It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. And on the other side, he gives bloody Brentford less money. Flecken's worth way more than 15 mil. And he gets Flecken on a good deal. So it's incredible. Abraham Sporting also used one wing back and one defensive wing and Quenda. Yeah. Now, the best part is Quenda doesn't want to play wing back now. That's why he joined Chelsea, apparently. That's why he didn't want to join us. So he took the extra year in Sporting and signed with Chelsea because he doesn't want to play wing back. We all know 55 hours 5 will do a deal, but we are waiting so that we can do it in installments and more add-ons. I mean, dude, like this is what I'm saying, but right, like if forget, you know what? Forget this. Forget this. Forget why are we talking? Why are we talking about Mbemo? Let Mbemo be to the side, like Rhythm will say, right? Let Mbemo be where it is. Let's see what happens. Why are we not selling players? Why are we going one deal at a time, whether it is incoming or outgoing? How you can't tell me there is one person handling transfers in a club as big as Manchester United. So you see, forget Mbemo, put him on the side, leave it be, right? Just for the sake of argument. Why are we only doing one deal at a time? You know we have players we don't want. We know we have players we don't want. Sell those players. No, if you can't make a deal in buying right now, at least sell some players. That also is not happening. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You can definitely sell. You can't buy at the moment. So Garnacho's IG post, yes. I don't have Instagram, but yes, I did see it. This isn't the first time Ten Hag bought average players for silly money, is it? It's not. Not the first time he's going to sell good players for nothing because he has an ego either. It's also going to be the case. Yeah, I did see it once. Who will win Game 7 Oklahoma, Indiana to break the trophy for Genety? I think it's going to be Indiana. Do it for Reggie Mello, man. Come on, do it for Reggie Mello. Hello, Harjas. New Year. Welcome to the channel, Harjas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. To like, share, and subscribe. Tell us where you're watching from. If we sell Ghana for anything less than 50, Wilco should step down. But Napoli have already said they are willing to spend 40, Suraj. If we don't get the money and Amarim doesn't want to play him, what are we going to do? This is the other issue I have. Instead of just sorting it internally, we have fucked ourselves. Now that leaked or quote unquote leaked audio has come out that Amarim basically says you go find a new club. We have reduced his value. People don't want to acknowledge that we have reduced his value. We have 100% reduced his value. We have 100% reduced his value. We could have sold Garnacho for. Even if you don't like Garnacho, fair enough. I'm not even defending him. But we are getting screwed because of this issue that is there. Napoli are willing to pay 40 million. Now you tell me something. Are you not going to take 40 million if no one else is buying him? You're going to take it because Amarim doesn't want him there. What is the point of having a player sitting on the what is the point of having a player sitting on the bench because they can't get along? You might as well take the 40 million and leave. Now I'll tell you what I would do, which people would get really frustrated about. I would put in a buyback clause. If Alejandro Garnacho ends up becoming a proper professional as he gets older, let us benefit from it, like how we could have benefited from Alvaro Fernandez. Now I know there'll be people in the chat saying, we don't want Garnacho. Please look at what he did today on IG. People change, man. People change. Try and protect ourselves. Swallow your pride and protect ourselves. Get a buyback clause. Why the fuck is Liverpool putting a buyback clause in Jarell Kwanzaa? You tell me, no? Because they think one day he's going to be better, possibly, and they have future proof themselves. What we did with Alvaro Fernandez, no, we should do. We should do with every player moving forward. And if it doesn't work out, fine, we don't have to buy them back. But we should definitely do it. If we are going to sell Garnacho at 40 million because we have screwed ourselves out of the deal, put in a buyback, put in a sell on, do something. Don't just let him go. If we can't get money now, try to get money later or try to buy him at a cheaper rate later in the future if it doesn't work out. Figure it out. Swallow your pride. We don't have the ability to be proud people right now, man. Not at 15th place. I know people won't like hearing that, but it's the truth. We don't have the benefit of trying to future proof this shit, man. Everybody's lowballing us because they know we need to get rid of players and our hands are tied. Exactly, Dhruv. And you know what? Who's tied our hands? Our own people. Between their fucking interviews and their leaked conversations, no, our own people have lowballed us. Garnacho has lowballed us with the interview. Amarim has lowballed us with the get out of my club. We are being lowballed by ourselves. That's the best part. Nobody's trying to lowball us. We are the ones who are lowballing ourselves. That's the biggest joke. We are blaming this person and that person, not professional, and back this guy. At the end of the day, we are screwing ourselves. I've taken the oath that I'll start talking after August 2025. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. I'm very happy. If you're not panicking, that's great. At Garnacho folders cut test 10 to 15, of course, it's going to cost us. There's no doubt. There's no, I don't even know why people can possibly doubt that. For now, everyone will talk about the IG post. Leave it, man. Leave it. It can't get any worse. It just can't. Why can't we go for some young talents with actual potential? Not gonna lie, Hoyland wasn't having record numbers when he played for Atlanta. We were fools to bet that much. We can't have team of 11 PL proven. I agree. That's why when it's so funny you say that, bro. When people were talking about Cherky, I was like, I don't like Cherky, man. Get that other guy, that other winger that came on and started cooking us, and we were in real trouble. Malik Fofana, I think his name is. Bro, he looked electric. Malik Fofana looked electric. Don't be surprised if he does really well in the future, man. We are looking at Cherky. Oh wow, there's a price tag on him. He's cheap. He's under 21. He's French. That's how we do business, dude. We look at the price tag and get turned on. Malik Fofana looked much more frightening than the Ryan Cherky. Did you watch Cena's pipe bomb promo? I did, man. I really wish I watched it live though, so I could actually hear him use curse words. That would be only more fun, Karthik. The whole point of being on Netflix is you don't cut out the words. They cut out the words, they're on the replay. What's the sense? What's the point of it being on Netflix if you're going to still cut the words out? Hey, bro, Madrid fan here, by the way. Are you a United fan? I am, just. I am indeed. I am indeed. Should I let Garnacho go at winter for 50? I mean, bro, at that time, Garnacho was probably our lead GA guy. I don't see it would have, I don't think Amarim would have got only abused if we sold him. Trust me, at that point of time. Gonzalo Garcia is taking benefits from given opportunities with both hands. Hakan and Zia, it's been a while, buddy. Yes, I was very impressed with him, especially in the last game we did a watch along for. As per transfer market, our squad value has been reduced by 214 million last season. Bro, what difference does it make? We can't sell no one for no money, dude. The like, okay, reduced as in the players are not valued as well. I mean, like, who's surprised, bro? Are you really that surprised, Dhruv? We've been abhorrent this season. I'm going to use different words to explain my disgust. We have a buyback clause at Alvaro. We're not looking at him, bro. Alvaro was worth 14. We went for Dogu at 30. We went for Dogu at 30. Now I'm going to tell you something, Suraj. Dogu better cook because it's on Amarim. 100% on Amarim if Alvaro Fernandez does well. Half the price. And our player. That was a good Ineos move. And Ruben Amarim's the one who screwed it if it doesn't work out for us. I don't know why he thinks that Dogu's that much better than Alvaro Fernandez that we were willing to pay double for Dogu from Lecce, which was 13th in the league when we bought him. I don't know why he thinks he's better than a starter at Benfica. I hope he's right because that one's on Amarim, dude. You can't blame anyone else for that one. Can't blame the board, can't blame the players, you can't blame anything except Ruben Amarim on that one. You think Gunther's improving on the mic? Gonna take years at this rate, dude. But yes, it has gotten better. His deadpan face just does not work for pro wrestling, sadly. I'd rather put a 50% sell-on clause in Ghana. Suraj, put all the clauses now. What difference does it make? Put all the clauses. Let it benefit you. If you're going to sell someone at a discounted price, at least take advantage of it. At least put in the buyback, put in the sell-on. What is the harm? If you're going to sell him at a cut price because we have been compromised, at least try and future proof, na? Future proof one way or the other through sell on, through buyback. What if we go back to a back four, Suraj, in 2 years? Then what? What if Garnacho becomes one of the best players in the world in 2 years? Then what? We have future proofed ourselves. We have to protect ourselves in different ways. It doesn't have to be popular right now. It might be, but it might be really good in the future. Paris Saint-Germain fans in Los Angeles. My God. Who knew they were that popular? Oilen just had no confidence season. He can't be the main man, and we need a number nine. Is also true, Ayush. But today, L'Equipe is linking us with Kolo Muani. Please put Rasmus back in front, bro. I don't want Kolo Muani at all. Absolutely not. Flop to flop to flop, bro. This ain't Frankfurt, bro. I don't want Kolo Muani at all. Yeah, please keep Rasmus. It's not worth the pain, honestly. Not sure about buyback, but sell-on clause. See, exactly, Karthik. I understand why everyone wouldn't want a buyback, but why not future-proof for ourselves? No, what is the harm? No one is telling you to buy him. No one is forcing you to buy him back. No one's. Did we buy back Alvaro Fernandez? You said it. I said it. We all said it in January. Did he go back? No, he's gone to Real Madrid. So even though we had a buyback and a sell-on for Real Madrid, we are using the sell-on. We are not getting a buyback. So why can't we do the same thing for Garnacho? What if tomorrow Barcelona want him? What if tomorrow Atletico want him? If Atletico want him, we get the sell on. If we want him, if he improves greatly and we move to a back four again, we'll take him. Future proof, no, protect ourselves on both ends. Yeah, if we want him, we get him at a discount. If we don't, we sell him on. Uh, Another great example of why we should have a buyback as well, Karthik, is Paul Pogba. We let him go on a free and then we bought him back for 90 million. You know what I'm saying? Why not protect ourselves? Yeah, okay, everyone is fed up with Garnacho, fine, but no one is saying we have to operate no the buyback. You don't have to execute the buyback, right? You can have it there as a safeguard for yourself. Who knows what we are going to look like in 2 years, dude? Who knows? It is very it's looking very stressful at the moment. I can't lie. Who knows what it's going to look like? And Cena Pipe Bomb was crazy today mentioning Cesaro, Nick Nemeth, and Cardona. I enjoyed that one personally. I loved how he called the camera guy over, breaking the fourth wall, guys, breaking the fourth. I was like, bro, what's happening to him today? He's really on one. He's taking advantage of the last 15 shows he has, dude. I've been panicking since the arrival of David Moses, Manchester. David Moyes. Sorry. To Manchester now. I'm tired of everything. Would like to shut the fuck. Fair enough. Should Napoli salary problem. I think he'll go on loan again. Exactly, Adil. And what happens when he goes on loan? Unless they are covering the fees. We got to pay part of the loan too. How does that benefit us? It does not. Jadon Sancho screwed us completely. Pipe Bomb of Cena was available on WWE. They didn't censor it. They definitely censored it, dude. I saw it. I saw it on Netflix, but they censored it. Richard Rios, if we are really interested, should get him for preseason. What is the use of getting him for Brazil and put him in the PL? Exactly. That's another person I've heard of, Richard Rios. Some of the United matches I've seen, Dogu in many promising position, but he messes up most of it. But that's what I'm trying to say, Noha. Just like people are saying I'm very negative about Dogu, but knowing what we know, half the price was Alvaro Fernandez. He's the starter for Benfica. This guy is 13th place left back for Lecce in the Serie A. They spent double the money. Everyone complains about money every time, just every time. Don't want to overpay. This player's not worth it. That, this, and the other. Yet for some reason we skipped the Benfica player for the Lecce player. I just I can't really comprehend. But let's see what it is. But Nathan Alvaro's not ready to come back. That's why I think we bought. You're right, Adil. You know why he didn't want to come back though? Because we kept dicking him around with Ten Hag. We kept dicking him around with Ten Hag. That's why. And guess what? He had enough, so he backed himself. And I can respect that. Ten Hag ticked him around so much, that he got fed up of our club. He wanted to come back. There is interviews of him saying he wanted to come back. But then he sent him on another loan. When we had no left backs, he sent him on a loan, bro. When we had no left backs, he sent him on loan. You know how mad that is? When you have no left backs and you send him on loan in January. And you're trying to tell me you think he's going to beg to come back and play at Manchester United. The reason he didn't come back is because he was mistreated horribly. Surprise, surprise. Another player that has been mistreated by the club. Dogu's not a bad option to start still. Exactly, now, but that's the point, no Suraj. Now, what has he come? He's come to start. Who have we bought? Diego Leon. Is Diego Leon going to be the backup at 17? That would be suicide. So we don't have an experienced left back again. This is the problem, no? Now we have Shaw injury prone, Malasia injury prone, Dogu who's raw, and Diego Leon who's a child. Not to mention Ari Amas, who's also a child. We have five left wing backs, and at least three of them are not reliable, and two of them are young. It's a real problem, man. Muani is the new Felix, yeah, but a lot cheaper in fairness to him. Just to let you know, Alvaro Fernandez waiting for deal with Real Madrid to go ahead after the Club World Cup. Yeah, I saw him play for Benfica the other day. Makes sense. I really like Alvaro, but Dogu provides the work rate and pace required for constant wing back traveling. God, I hope you're right, Karthik. I hope you're right because believe it or not, the only person to blame if Dogu doesn't work is Ruben Amorim. And I know everyone is very hesitant to blame Ruben Amorim on anything. And I'm very sorry to tell you, it doesn't work on it squarely on Ruben Amorim. Nobody else. Absolutely nobody else. I don't get the Garnacho hate. What has he done to piss off Amorim? We have to sell him because he's the only good asset. Well, he has given interviews where he was pissed off that he didn't start the Europa League final, which basically shows that you are rebelling against the manager. Normally, people don't do that, Ayush. Like someone told me the other day, if you said that to your boss in another job, would you be sacked? I said, yeah, you'd be sacked, but sports doesn't work that way, does it? A lot of people talk against their manager. This manager doesn't want that. This manager is more than happy to sack you. So fair enough. Fair enough. Gallo will play left wing back. Just kill me now. Yeah. After having five left wing backs, we still use Dallo. That's the best part about it. It won't be four letters, one word. It'll be three letters, and one move was cool. It was. The promos were good this today, man. I have to say, promos were quite good. Why United players only want to fight first place in a transfer window? After that, they never turn up. Yeah, because the money is better, Suraj. Simple as that. The most obvious answer is always the best answer sometimes. Because the money is much better. Mohammad Asif is here. Long time no see. Yes, buddy. John Jones.com. Aspinall, Dana sold us dreams. Dana didn't sell us dreams, dude. Dana said we offered him the money. He said no. By all accounts of what we are aware of, Dana White has come out on public on many occasions and said That we have offered him the money, he just didn't want to. And still Dana White is defending him, saying he didn't duck him, which is sad. Because clearly he ducked him. And the proof of him ducking him is on Twitter because he went to on the Nelk Boy podcast or something and said, what? If Francis Ngannou presents himself in a humble manner, we can do that match. Bro, Tom Aspinall is the interim champion. The only reason there is an interim championship is because you got injured and he had to replace you. And they didn't strip you because they thought you were going to fight him on your way back. Then you wanted Miocic. We had to wait over here for you to fight Miocic. In the meantime, Tom Aspinall defended his interim title. And now it's almost gone to what, 7 months since John. No, what has it been now? Over 7 months since John fought. He's in Thailand filming some Russian version of the Ultimate Fighter. Now he's retired. He's definitely ducked him. The UL final, it was Amarim's fault, like Mount did shit, but yeah, Ghana should have not. Exactly, dude. We all agree with that part. Dude, Ahmad was terrible and injured throughout the season. Mount was terrible, injured throughout the season. Garnacho played all the matches in the Europa League, and then he came on for 20 minutes. Who wouldn't be pissed off at that, dude? Especially when you lose to Spurs, Ayush. Who wouldn't be pissed off at that? But people didn't like it. Amarim definitely didn't like it. And then you met him on the pitch after the season ended, and there was leaked audio or lip reading or whatever that basically says you better find a new club. That was great. Just ruined us. Watch AEW, right? Why people are saying Adam Copeland, aka just destroying AEW. I don't know. He's not. He's been injured for a while, dude. He broke his ankle. He broke his ankle trying to jump off the cage at 50 plus years old, and he still finished the match. Aditya last year, he absolutely shattered his leg trying to jump from a ladder or a cage or something. He landed badly on it, absolutely destroyed his leg, still finished the match. I don't know why they're saying that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see the backstory, but Edge has not come back yet, so I don't really know what that's about. Honestly, maybe people don't like the fact that he's still active. Maybe people don't like the fact that he's quite prevalent on TV when he was fit. I don't know. Edge and Christian are both looking in fantastic shape, though. 50 plus. No one would think that, man. Edge's face looks like he's aged, but his body is looking fantastic. Really. Fran Garcia of Brahim on, yeah. Remember, I told you, right? It will be Mariah May will be suggestive. Did you see the debut of NXT debut of Mariah May, Aditya? I told you it'll be suggestive, and it was promos are too good, yeah, in AEW because you get to say all you can get to say you have much more freedom to say stuff. Gonzalo Garcia or Brian Diaz on, yes. To be honest, you should get rid of Shaw even for 5 million. Would save a lot on wages. Bro, but why would he take the pay cut? What's in it for him? Nothing. Ethan, I don't believe that is Brock Lesnar's daughter. That is Brock Lesnar himself. Oh, she's a beast, dude. Maya Lesnar. Absolute beast. You will save 15.5 million just on salary? You know what we'll have to do? If we sell him for 5 million, we'll have to pay 10 million for him, or we'll have to make an agreement where we pay 10 million of his salary. That's the only way we can get rid of Shaw. Why will he say no, bro? They gave him the new contract. Why should he not fulfill his contract? No one forced them to give him a contract. The only way we can get rid of him is let's say he's owed 15 million for whatever the next 2 years he's here, or whatever that is. If we sell him for 10, we can pay him like 5 million worth of salary. Something like that. That's the only way we'll get rid of him. What a controller we have in Arda. We don't need to sign Stiller. I don't know how many more midfielders y'all want to, but it doesn't seem like you'll stop buying midfielders. Ooh, here we go. Fran Garcia, 2-on-1, cut back. Vincenzus. Bro, how are they suddenly outplaying them with 10 men? Pachuca had all the control in the first half. Oh, there's no sun now. It's become a little overcast in Charlotte. Temperature will go down for a bit. Sir Ashi saying he likes to play number 9 now. But he he'll say whatever he wants, dude. He's trying to sell himself to everybody. I hope Real Madrid buys him, dude. Between Trent and Rashford, no, I'll absolutely. It'll be scenes for me personally. I did see. I told you, dude. I told you she's suggestive. I thought they would cut her. I thought they wouldn't allow her to do that suggestive kind of promos, but they did. I was very surprised. Same for Sancho. Yeah, Sancho also. Yeah, but Sancho, you'll have to pay more than Shaw, dude. You'll have to pay much more than Shaw actually. Shaw has more years on his contract, so that 15 million is spread over like 2 years, 3 years. Sancho has 1 year, and at the salary he's taking, we are gonna have to pay him 15 million just for 1 year of salary work. Ooh, bad foul on Jude. I was disappointed when WWE let Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder, and Baron Corbin go. That was really crazy though, right, Aditya? Dolph Ziggler has the second most number of televised matches in WWE history. That's so crazy when you think about it. The second most. Other clubs will take his salary if transfer fees low. Yeah, that could also happen. That could happen. I mean, Sancho, it's not going to happen for Napoli. Have basically already rejected it. So, and Chelsea have also rejected it for that matter. Chelsea are normally willing to pay crazy, stupid money for people. Exactly, because we have the resources, we don't need to send too many players. Perez is a bin shopper. Dude, Perez is a very seemingly very insecure man. The Mbappe thing where he took the L, I don't think he's lived that down, dude. Even after getting Mbappe, I don't think he's lived that down because that was probably the biggest L he's taken in a long time, in a long, long time. And I don't think he could stomach it personally. And bin shopper, I suppose, is a very appropriate way of explaining it. Why does Cena name Ziggler and those guys the backstory? Because those were the people that were not getting the push instead of Cena, like that. He named people who should have gotten a push instead of Punk, I guess. It is basically the vice versa version of the pipe bomb that CM Punk did many years ago. Bro, they switched the company from AEW to WWE. No, no, Castagnoli only went. Nick Nemeth and Baron Corbin haven't. Nick Nemeth went to TNA, and Baron Corbin right now, I think he's a free agent. I think he is. I think he was wrestling in Bloodsport, which is a Josh Barnett production, who used to be a UFC heavyweight champion. He also was a pro wrestler as well, though. Josh Barnett, very interesting fellow he is. Speaks fluent Japanese. Wrestled in Japan back in the early 2000s and did MMA in Japan. Speaks fluent Japanese. It's actually he's quite an interesting character, that Josh Barnett. But yeah, GCW. I think he had like indie matches. GCW, Bloodsport. Yeah, they were. Baron Corbin's not signed anywhere. Not that I'm aware of, at least. Just to let you know, say if anyone really wrestled Brock Lesnar, it's Dolph Ziggler. Oh no, dude. Dolph Ziggler would get hurt. So the University of Minnesota is a much better wrestling college than Kent, which is where uh, Dolph wrestled. Also, Dolph was not a heavyweight. Dolph was not a heavyweight. But I suppose in terms of being able to wrestle, yeah, that I think that would be right. Ziggler's the best seller that I've ever seen. Exactly. But why should he sell when he's talented, na? At the end of the day, whether people will like to admit it or not, he has not been utilized properly. Second most televised matches is a great stat, but how many of those matches were L's upon good wrestling performances? Most of them, right? Most of the good ones in particular. He was better than that, dude. Fair enough. See now, no, at least I can really respect when people try to better themselves, bro. They go to New Japan, they go to Bloodsport, they go to GCW, they go to MLW, where Jacob Fatu came from, which is what I told Aditya. The first time I saw Jacob Fatu, he was the leader of a stable called Contra in MLW, because they were having house shows when the pandemic was happening. They were having like really small house shows, but they were doing it. They were still doing it MLW. So That's where I saw Jacob Fatu. He lost a bunch of weight before joining WWE. Hopefully, he keeps it off. He's looking fantastic now. And he's easily the best thing on SmackDown. Easily. I just didn't like. I just didn't like Jey Uso winning the Rumble, bro. It's all momentum, man. It's all momentum. Look how much Jey Uso's popularity has skyrocketed in the last 2 years. They are doing a Jimmy Uso Jacob Fatu angle. And Jimmy, with respect to Jimmy, it just doesn't feel the same. You can tell he can't. You can tell he can't cut promos like that, man. He can't. And it's all about the young generation and the lingo and the ball just went wide there. I thought it was way wide that header. Uh, so it's really nice. Yeah. It's really nice to get genuine pop, dude, instead of trying to be pushed to death. Look how much they push Gunther, dude, and really the promos are. That's why Aditya asked me, "Do you think his promos are getting better?" I'm like, they're getting better slightly, but the deadpan face, it's just some people you just can't sell, dude. You have to just hope they wrestle well. Seriously, thing with Jey Uso is the charisma and the modern day lingo is good enough to create serious pop for him. I mean, look how crazy they get. You can argue that Jey Uso is not even that good of a wrestler. Although I have to admit, ever since he's wrestling singles more, he's definitely improved a lot more. Because you kind of have to focus on yourself a lot more, right? Because it's just you in the match. But you can argue that he's not. You could make a decent argument that he's not the best wrestler on the roster. But the wrestling's good enough, and the promo is good enough, and that's how you create a star. And guess what? He's flying. The last 2 years, he's absolutely bro. They, tell me something, okay? Tell me something. When is the last time you have seen a man every week get his song played again as soon as he's entered the ring, just so everyone can have that energy from the song again, the yeeting. Tell me when's the last time you've seen anything like that? I don't remember the last time I've seen anything like that. He walks in, he doesn't say anything, he goes like this, and then they and he and then the whole thing starts all over again. Uh, I've never seen anything like that, dude. I've seen way better wrestlers than him. I've seen way better icons than him, but I've not seen anything like that recently, or maybe ever. And you have to make hay when the sun shines, dude. You have to keep the momentum going as long as it goes. Because once it stops, then you just have another liability on your hands. What a cross! Ooh. Pachuca pushing a little bit now. Nowadays, my favorite is Jacob Fatu. Apart from the obvious Orton, Balor, and Gunther. Yeah, I mean, he's too good, man. He really is. You get in before you fit in. When Dolph won the Money in the Bank that time, he was really doing good. Eventually, became yeah, exactly, dude. But he was underutilized. No, he didn't want to be the guy that just sells well all the time, dude. Everybody has their limit, dude. Everybody has their limit. Now that there are so many options to make money in wrestling, they are coming back. Why do you think WWE purchased AAA, dude? Because AAA started making considerable progress as a wrestling entity without taking advantage of being worldwide. It's yeah, AAA wrestles in one arena in Mexico, unless I'm mistaken. They literally wrestle in one arena in Mexico, and they're that big. They'll go here and there for maybe events and all, like AAA Mania and all. But if I'm not mistaken, they don't travel like the way WWE travels. And look how big they were. They went to Los Angeles and look, just the stadium opposite the Intuit Dome or whatever. They packed it. Now, Los Angeles is probably the best place to watch lucha libre matches outside of Mexico. That's why it was probably popular, but still, they filled it. They filled it with ease, man. Gula and Bellingham off. Modric, Ceballos on. Ceballos still play for you guys, man. Modric getting the captain's armband. Mad. Who's the best in-ring performer you ever seen? Minus Shawn Michaels. Who I've ever seen? Bret Hart. I enjoyed the move set also of Bret Hart. Fun fact: Dolph Ziggler's part-time stand-up comedian. Yes, I've seen some of his sets. Quite decent. I can't lie. Want a massive push for LA Knight, bro? What better push was there last year when Money in the Bank was in LA and he was in the match? What better push than that? And they still didn't give it to him. Sometimes I really wonder, bro. They really drop the ball. Some real slam dunks are there. Some real obvious options are there, and they just leave it, dude, which is incredible to me. Still remember that Uso brothers match super kick after super kick. I don't know why they're showing a video of Jude Bellingham taking off his shirt. Fine. Bro, does United want Mendy? We promise he's not injury prone. We have five left backs. Even if we wanted Mendy, it wouldn't happen. Daniel Bryan's the last one. I actually remember when he got his push. You know who's really good technical wrestler? I don't know where you guys are gonna watch him, but Zack Saber Jr., dude. Zack Saber Jr. at New Japan Pro Wrestling. Woo wee! Proper European style chain wrestling, kind of like William Regal in his prime. Oh my god, you gotta see the moves, bro. The moves are moving, dude. I have to tell you, it's too good. Then there's a guy who wrestles in AEW for CMLL, which is the rival promotion, the oldest wrestling promotion in the world, by the way. CMLL. They have like an agreement with AEW. They did the last AEW was done in Mexico actually 2 days ago. They had a AEW CMLL hybrid event 2 days ago in Mexico. There is this guy named Hechicero, and he does a Mexican version of chain wrestling. And he's called the alchemist of pro wrestling. Bro, some of the moves he does, no, I've never seen in my life. And he's not a high flyer lucha libre. He's a grounded lucha libre fighter. He's literally a technical Mexican style wrestler, Mexican grappler, or however you like, Mexican chain wrestler. Bro, Hechicero from CMLL, type it down, have a look at his matches, and Zack Saber Jr. from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Zack Saber Jr. is brilliant. Too good. Him versus Daniel Bryan and AEW was too good. A lot of wrestling now is just impact moves. The watch chain wrestling. No, chain wrestling looks so cool, man. It really looks so cool when done correctly. Finn Balor went on from being main star to NXT to mid card in Raw is sad. Of course, it's sad. He was also the leader of Bullet Club in New Japan Pro. Bro, sometimes the money is too good, man. Sometimes the money is too good. People hope that they are going to break through. Everybody hopes they're going to break through. Dude, look, Stephanie Wacker in 3 months, in less than 6 months, Stephanie Wacker and Julia both joined the main roster because they have spent so long. They have spent so long at Star, and I think Stephanie Wacker was the CMLL World Champion. They spent so long in their craft that it's a waste putting them in NXT. Within 3 to 6 months, they gave a bunch of good matches and they got called to the main roster. Stephanie Wacker, I mean, let's not go there. But I mean, she was on Sheamus's YouTube channel recently. I'm watching Sheamus struggle to stretch is incredible. The man has a six pack. He's 6'4". He's full of muscle and he can't touch his toes. It's brilliant. It's proper cinema it's proper entertainment. Your favorite player scored a century. Yeah, I'm aware, Ketan. Let's not talk about that though. When Sammy lost on SmackDown, it was Orton. That's why it didn't get a bad reaction. Yes, Sammy ka story khatam hota hi nahi. Yeah, exactly, dude. That's another person. He took forever. I don't think they gave him the Did they give him the NXT World Championship? He had this crazy feud with Kevin Owens, right? I don't think they gave him the NXT. They, for whatever reason, they don't want to even make him a champion. Yeah, like there are some serious slam dunks there, and they don't bother at all. There are some clear slam dunks there that they can easily do that will just give people more incentive to watch. They just don't want to do it, man. LA Knight, Sami Zayn, best examples. They should take the belt off of whoever has it on Raw and put it on Rhea Ripley, dude. I mean, there's so many slam dunk opportunities, dude. Really enjoys Dominic's character arc. Bro, how crazy it was. He got a pop at WrestleMania when he gets booed so badly you can't even hear when he speaks. How crazy is that? Tom is the one living life, bro. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Personally, watching RVD wrestle in TNA made me a wrestling fan as a kid, bro. RVD, dude. His prime days were all in ECW, man. What madness he used to do as a flyer. He's welcoming a child, no? Bro, man's 54 and his gentlemen still work. God bless. His wife is a interesting looking character. They were both in TNA together. She also is a wrestler. As respectful as I can sound, she's a very interesting character. You should have a look at some of her wrestling matches. That's all I'll say without being without getting myself in trouble. But yeah, and she's like 20 years younger than him. I mean, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy and it's entertaining. And bro, these ECW guys, they're all a little screw loose, dude. You got to give it to them. They really live the part of being extreme championship wrestlers, dude. Almost all of them were doing were or are doing crazy shit or dead. A lot of them are dead, unfortunately. All those cool ECW originals, a lot of them are dead. But boy, ECW was really extreme, dude. It wasn't a gimmick, that's for sure. This guy shamelessly changing Mami from Ria to Vaquer. No, no, no. Mami will always have a place in my heart, dude. It's just that Stephanie Vaquer is just uncomfortably picante, dude. Let's put it that way. Zack Sabre Jr. is a great short name, bro. Zack Sabre Jr. will never join WWE. If he joins WWE, I'm gonna stop watching WWE because he talks shit because he's a Brit and he wrestles in a way nobody wrestles in WWE. Nobody. The only person that I've seen wrestle similarly to Zack Sabre Jr. is Pete Dunne, and that poor man can't get a push, can't get a butch. Sorry, can't get a push. And Ilya Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov is very good. Ilya Dragunov is he's a little bit like a Daniel Bryan regen, but more aggressive. Technical, impact, aggressive wrestler. I loved Ilya Dragunov. I thought he was going to get a good push. I said Braun Breaker and Ilya Dragunov from the men. Braun Breaker is obviously getting his push, but Ilya Dragunov, unfortunately, he's been injured. He's too good. Super intense. Reminds me of a young William Regal. Like a young William Regal with like Daniel Bryan pants, shorts on, short, compact, takes chances. That's the closest person I think European style chain wrestling and like limb manipulation. Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne is the closest thing to Zack Sabre. Zack Sabre Jr. is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Why are we talking about? Of course, he's happy. Dominic Mysterio is the best Mysterio. Sure. He has terrible tattoos, dude. Like terrible ones. The money's too good for Karrion Cross. Yeah, I mean, seriously, dude, what is Karrion Cross doing? Like, he was so much better at Killer Cross on TNA, dude. They allowed him to film vignettes and be creative. I hate to say it, man, but WWE really sucks out the character of a lot of these people. Yeah. That's why I was surprised they allowed Mariah May to hit those promos. Very surprised. Genuinely very I couldn't believe the promo she cut on NXT this week. I thought there was no chance in hell she was going to cut that kind of promo. But I don't know, man. They just kill all the characters, dude. All of them. Why didn't they did not keep her name Mariah May? They have given. I don't even know what her name is. I've totally forgotten. It is the name that has no relation to Mariah May. Stephanie Vaquer was here. Julia came, Julia was here. Because you can't really trademark Julia, no? So they didn't have a way to escape from it. They tried doing it with Asuka. Asuka had worked. Oh my god, what a goal. Valverde was that a goal? What a turnaround. 3-0. 10 men from 8 minutes. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. What a cross. I thought Valverde didn't touch it. I thought actually thought the ball just went crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's see that again. I think Vinicius is on. Hits the Jets, holds the ball, cuts it inside. Valverde is there. That Brahim Diaz. Oh, he did touch it. What am I saying? He had to have obviously touched it. Great toe poke. Just passes the defender's boots there in slow motion. Great finish. I don't know, but watching LA Knight just mimic the F out of the Rock irritates me. But you know what's the funny thing, Karthik? He was doing a similar thing in TNA. That is his thing. He was doing that. He was always doing that. That's his thing. I don't know if he's imitating The Rock exactly, but that is the way he was cutting promos even in TNA, dude. Like nothing has changed except his name, obviously. Arjun Singh's as goal, yes. Which is that one past wrestler you think should have gotten a better push? I have to say, man, Claudio Castagnoli should have gotten a push. After that pandemic WrestleMania he had against Seth Rollins, I for sure thought he was going to get a title push. For sure. After beating Seth Rollins in WrestleMania, I really thought he was going to get a push. He got nothing. He got nothing. Claudio Castagnoli, he's not young. He's totally lean. He's always in shape. He has this crazy strength that he would incorporate into his wrestling moves. Apparently, I remember Tyson Kidd, there was like a Total Divas clip where he could do a one hand clean on a barbell, dude. I don't even know if you can explain to people who don't work out how difficult it is to pick up a barbell with one hand with weight on it. One handed barbell press, dude. I mean, that's how strong he used to do that outside in suplex from the second rope in to the person standing on the apron. I mean, he would incorporate his strength in everything. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Castagnoli is probably someone who should have definitely gotten a bigger push. My God, this guy was having a meltdown and Dominic chooses live over Mami. Now he likes both Mami and Vakir. Bro, what can I say, dude? There's a lot of pretty women in WWE now. I like many, which I don't tell you publicly. But Mami is always going to be Mami, dude. Come on, can't replace her. Stephanie Vakir, though, muy caliente, man. Es muy hermosa. You want to see mat wrestling? ROH Pure Championship matches are the best, and my shout out goes to John Gresham, best pure mat wrestler. So, for people who don't know who Jonathan Gresham is, he's actually married to Jordan Grace, who was a long-time TNA champion, now signed with WWE. I think I like Jordan Grace when she had less muscles. She looks totally jacked now. It's kind of frightening. But yes, he used to come out with this weird octopus head thing. He also was a leader of a faction, right? I totally forgot what it was though. I think John Gresham, he had like this weird fucking octopus head thing that he used to wear and come out with. I don't really know what that meant, but yeah, he's a tiny dude though. Vince would never sign him, bro. Vince would never sign that guy. Vince didn't want to sign. If it was up to Vince, he wouldn't even have signed Adam Cole, dude. The Ring of Honor. I was telling. It's so funny you say that, Rhythm. I was telling Aditya ages ago that most of the great talent in WWE now all Ring of Honor guys. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles. Um, who's that? You get my point. But all the main stars actually were Ring of Honor guys. Ring of Honor used to have the best wrestling, dude, but they only had house shows. No one gave a shit. Now that Tony Khan has bought him, no, they have become they're sitting in like proper stadiums and stuff. Otherwise, nobody cared. All the main guys we had were all from Ring of Honor. 37 years old. Jordan Grace is 29 years old and she married a 37-year-old. I didn't realize he was that old. What is he? Oh, he has a new look now. He has a new mask. Oh, it's an ugly looking mask. Returns a new TNA. So he signed with TNA, right? Independent wrestler. Married Jordan Grace 8 years ago when she was 21 and he was 29. Let's not go there. It's just going to get creepy. Let's just move on. Oh, look, he's so small, man. John Gresham, so small. 20 years in wrestling this year in March. Hmm. What is the independent now? January 2025, Jordan Grace confirmed Gresham's contract with TNA expired and now he's a free agent. Oh, he's been a free agent since January? Must be wrestling the independent circuit right now then. As you do. As you do. As you do. Independent wrestling. I used to be a Nikki Bella guy, bro. She couldn't wrestle to save her life, my friend. That's interesting, Karthik. See, like people, seems like people in WWE already like Mariah. Bro, I'm telling you, the promos between her and Tony Storm for the first half of the year were absolutely killer. Better than the men's. Better than the men's, bro. Better than the men's any day. They were some of the best promos every week. Tony Storm is as popular as any male wrestler in AEW. Just she has gone through a full new gimmick, like a vaudevillain gimmick, like a 1950s hero in gimmick, and she easily gets some of the best pop, irregardless of wrestler. And she and Mariah May, they had crazy physical matches the whole year. They cut crazy promos on each other the whole year. Bro, I'm telling you, you got a good one. Now she was also before she signed to TNA, she was also one of the most according to Dave Meltzer's ranking, she was I think a top 10 wrestler that year when AEW signed her. So she's been promising for a while. Tyler Black. My favorite faction is Los Ingobernables de Japón. Ooh, New Japan Pro Wrestling. One of the guys fought. One of the guys came to AEW a lot, man. He wore a suit. I forgot his name now. Yet crazy like orange hair. Crazy. The Japanese wrestlers have some crazy hair, man. Forgot his name, yeah. He wear a suit. And he do the same thing that Andrade did, right? Because Andrade was part of LFI, but in Mexico, right? Los Ingobernables was actually a Mexican thing, right? So Andrade was part of Los Ingobernables in Mexico before he moved to America. What is his name, man? What is the name? It's a New Japan thing, isn't it? As well, an offshoot of the Mexican stable, Los Ingobernables of CMLL. That's right. Tetsuya Naito. That's who it is. Tetsuya Naito was the guy who had a bunch of matches in AEW. I saw Naito wrestle a bunch in AEW. AEW has New Japan Pro. They have a good relationship with them. Oh, what a goal by Pachuca! Okay, 11 minutes to go. Don't know about better push, but Eddie Guerrero got more push than he deserved. For more push than he. Okay, Danish. Loco Rudiger's back. Hiroshi Takahashi. Was AJ Styles already a big name in wrestling in 2000? I only got to know when he joined up. Bro, he was a massive. He was a Ring of Honor guy. He was the one who basically made TNA super popular. Super popular. Then he left TNA, he joined New Japan Pro Wrestling. He joined the Bullet Club there, which, as you know, is like New Japan's version of Degeneration X. The only difference is Bullet Club keeps growing. Generation X is done because they never ever got new members. Yeah, he joined Bullet Club. That's why him and Finn Balor know each other because they were both Bullet Club members. Yeah, he's super. AJ Styles one of the greatest, dude. You could say his resume was as good as anybody that never wrestled in WWE before wrestling in WWE. The WWE push just made him even greater. That's as simple as that. Even greater because he should have been in the WWE at least 7 to 8 years before he joined. At least. Did you watch the Juventus clip with Trump? It was funny. It did not. Deflection. It was a deflection, Hajas. But you know what? You can take. You have to take it, dude. I like WWE. My father preferred TNA when Hardy Brothers were ruling along with Bobby Lashley. Yeah, I mean TNA tried their best, man. TNA tried the best with signing everybody that would leave WWE and look for something different. They got a bunch of people who left the WWE straight off. I mean, Naomi basically. I mean, little known fact. Naomi basically rejuvenated her career in TNA and then WWE re-signed her. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't see Naomi back, even though she's married to Jimmy. And they tend to, they tend to take couples along with them, as part of their roster. It's just something they normally do. I don't know if it's done on purpose or not, but it's a thing they've been doing, especially recently. Uh, yeah, Naomi had to go rejuvenate her career completely. The next thing you know, she shows up at the Royal Rumble. Now TNA and WWE are in partnership. How crazy is that? I wish they were in partnership about 15 years ago because all the best wrestlers would have wrestled in WWE ages ago in their primes. But it's better late than never. So this guy in the purple, man, relax. You'll get a heart attack, dude. It's 3-1 up. Calm down. Jeez. Um, yeah. So WWE have a relationship with TNA and they bought AAA. And I think they have a relationship with All Japan Pro Wrestling because William Regal's son, that curly haired fellow Charlie, whatever from NXT, they send them to Japan to wrestle every now and then, quite regularly, especially the NXT guys. I think they have a relationship with All Japan Pro Wrestling as well. And AEW have a relationship with CMLL and New Japan Pro Wrestling. So AEW and WWE are the ones cooking, man. I don't know why there's so much hate on AEW. People didn't expect them to last this long, bro. They have already done 300 episodes. This week, I think coming up will be Dynamite's 300 episode, I think. So I don't think people would even have thought they would have reached 300 episodes. Where is Jack Swagger? He signed to AEW, but I think he's a free agent now. He signed to AEW ages ago. The only wrestling promotion I watched other than WWE was TNA when they had Bobby Roode, Monster Abyss, and Nathan's favorite Sonjoy Dutt. Yes, player from the Himalaya, dude. Sonjoy. Someone would think he's actually Bengali with that name, but yeah, obviously, dude. Too good. Good old Sonjoy, dude. Monster Abyss, who's technically producer at WWE now, and so is Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode and James Storm, dude. Beer Money. Oh, Beer Money was fun. Another TNA athlete, WWE bought late in his prime. Bobby Roode got the neck injury, and now he's become a producer. PT Williams is also a TNA legend. Uh, he's also a producer now at WWE. Bro, I'm telling you, the TNA guys did well for themselves, man. A lot of them. They either wrestled in WWE, worked for WWE, or now have a job in WWE. A lot of them, especially the really good ones, they all really parlayed a job into the industry, which is great. TNA WWE partnership. Can we get a team WWE team TNA and Survivor Series? See, this is where they dropped the ball. You think they should have already done that, Danish, but no. They are going to have a Survivor Series War Games where there are two War Games matches and there is no Survivor Series matches because that's what WWE do now. Instead of having traditional Survivor Series matches, because that was the whole point of Survivor Series, we now have War Games and that's it. Now, people will say War Games is more fun than a traditional Survivor Series. That's true, but it still takes away the essence from the actual Survivor Series. So that doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, you think they would do things like that, but they won't. And if I'm not wrong, Bobby Roode had a partner that was Karma. Of course, EC3 was there. I think, yeah. His partner was James Storm, dude. Pure money. Had a nice theme song even. Team Cena versus Team Authority, the best Survivor Series match I watched. You know what was the best Survivor Series match I watched? It esque. It was an elimination match. I believe it was an elimination match. It was in WrestleMania, the ECW originals versus the New Breed. I don't know if you guys even watched wrestling back then, but that was a fun one. That was something that I don't think 10 years before that anyone ever thought that that was going to happen. Anyone. ECW originals versus New Breed. I believe that was in WrestleMania. And I believe it was an tag team elimination match. I mean, whatever, an 8-man elimination match. Or whatever. Vinicius Jr. offer Victor Munoz. What is the point, bro? 3 minutes left. These people have been running around with 10 men. They should have made more frequent changes, no? Oh, here we go. Straight up, Victor Munoz. Great shielding there by the kid. Trying to cook. Still trying to cook. I mean, cross went to nowhere, but good attempt. Favorite WrestleMania match? Taker Sean too. Favorite WrestleMania match? You know what was a low key sleeper match? The first ever Money in the Bank match in WrestleMania. Whoa. I don't know why they made it a pay per view, dude. It was always should have been a WrestleMania match. They make it a pay per view and there's only two ladder matches. It's so stupid. They have six matches and only two of them are ladder matches in Money in the Bank. You should have just had a men and women's in the WrestleMania, like stack up the card, bring back some kind of old pay per view, which makes more sense. First Money in the Bank match was crazy, too good. By the way, are we linked to Palinia on loan? Would take him. Not gonna lie on loan. Sign me in, bro. I would take him. I would take him. But are we linked? We are linked to a lot of people, dude. But we don't seem to be talking to anyone. Uh, I mean, why don't we? That's such a great point, bro. Why don't we just go for loans if we can't buy players? Bro, we are not doing anything in the market. We're just not. And everyone is just making excuses, man. We don't want to overpay. The market has just started. Like, terrible. I started watching WWE when Cena faced Batista in a I Quit match. Of course, Hardy Boys were in there in TNA at the time. Yeah, now they are still there, right? Remember Cena versus Lita handicap match? That was a interesting one. AJ Styles was the first TNA X Division champion, and his triple threat match was the first 5-star match in TNA. You're talking about the one at Sacrifice, right? With Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe. Bro, that was an epic match, man. That was an epic match, period. Especially that year. Irrespective of promotion, that was an epic match. Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, and AJ Styles. That was too good, man. That triple threat was too good. Bro, the X Division, especially the earlier version of the X Division, used to be crazy. Too good. Absolutely too good back in the day. The X Division was probably better than the Cruiserweight division. The Cruiserweight division kept getting cancelled, which is kind of sad. I don't know why Pachuca are not trying to push. They have literally a minute left with one man advantage. Playing sideways football now doesn't. Bro, they were down to 10 men from 8 minutes. Crazy. Then what do you think? RDJ as Doctor Doom is Phage trying to cash in on nostalgia? No, RDJ is a donkey. Oh, I have a. This is too long to talk about now, Danish. Uh, how to put it? If Robert Downey Jr. was still going to be in Marvel, they should have never wrote him off of Avengers, because these new Avengers people are not relating to, bro. The thing about the first Avenger, we had the discussion, Danish. The reason Avengers worked is the majority of them had an established career before they signed on to be Avengers. Scarlett Johansson proven, Downey Jr. proven, Chris Evans proven, Mark Ruffalo proven, Jeremy Renner, Gwyneth Paltrow proven. There was a bunch of proven guys, and that's why it worked. It worked. Plus, people liked superhero comics, so the novelty didn't run out at that time. They start with all these new Avengers, and nobody finds these Avengers relatable or fun. A lot of them are really not established. This last phase of Marvels is easily the worst phase of Marvels, and this last phase of Marvels was basically introducing yourself to a bunch of new characters, entities, franchises, and it's just not worked out in my humble opinion. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a great movie connoisseur, but just by watching them, I've found no relative relatability to any of them. Unfortunately, the Black Panther guy also died, which was sad, because the Black Panther 2 was quite a dull movie. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to wrap up the Chala story so they can move on, because they wanted to keep the franchise live for many reasons. It's not the same without him. It's not. It was never going to be the same without him. But people just didn't like the fact that they were trying to wrap up. They were trying to wrap up, his story, and Black Panther 2 also failed, which is actually something I never thought it would. So the trickle down effect of everyone saying we are done with after Doomsday. I mean, after Endgame, it had a trickle down effect. I don't even think Marvel expected. Marvel probably expected, okay, man, everyone is going to be refreshed for the new version, the new phase. We're going to start fresh, new stories, new people, get them invested again. It's really not worked. It's really not worked. And the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is going to spend the next 10 years play another Marvel character is very frustrating, because it would have been nice to have one of these old characters still there. It just would be. It just for the sake of sense, it would be. And unfortunately, that's not come to fruition. He wants to be Doomsday now. And I, for one, completely don't understand, because he actually robbed Peter to pay Paul. He's still technically in the Avengers, but he's cancelled off a beloved character for a opportunity to play a new character in the same franchise. And I don't know. I some this something I don't like it personally, man. I thought the whole point is they didn't want to be tied up with Marvel movies, so they were done. They didn't want to be tied up because Marvel ties them up. The first thing you think of is they won't join Marvel again, and that's what they did. Join Marvel again in a new capacity, and it's really annoying. Really, really annoying. WWE at the time at Triple H, Cena, Shawn, Batista, Orton, Legacy, long haired CM Punk, Straight Edge Society, Ratio Taker. The locker room was crazy back then. That's true. Inability, can Doom be a Tony Stark variant? It's possible, man, but they've just complicated it. They didn't need to. I think Tom Holland is the only established one. Yeah, I think he is the only established one. I think he's the only established one. And he's not even from the original Avengers, because I mean he's much younger than them. And people didn't expect that Spider-Man to do so well, because they were like, this guy, he's kind of funny, he's not as serious, but he used his style of humor, his take on Tony Stark, sorry, his take on Peter Parker, and he ran with it, and he became kind of beloved, even though he joined later. Rudiger's still fighting with the ref. Just come on, man, get over the game, bro. What is Rudiger doing, man? Just jog on, Rudiger. Your shithousery when people just want to be done with the match. You're gone, man. Rudiger is too much of a fucking drama queen for a man in his mid 30s, dude. Seriously. Uh, get on with the game. The game's over, man. What are you whining about? Just finish the game. It's such a bad time to be a bitch, dude. Seriously. 3 in the morning. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so that's my thing on it. Our inability to handle two teams at a time is the biggest problem. Bro, I don't even think that should be a problem. Who would think that would be a problem, Karthik? Are you trying to tell me there's literally one person doing our transfers? Even after sacking all these people, we still don't have enough people to do transfers. Yet we have so many people that we pay that are surplus to requirements, and we only have one person dealing transfers. For Manchester United, that's insulting. I think Tom Holland's the only Avenger with we can all relate. Yeah, because he's the only one. He's the only one who could hang with those guys, dude. Even though he was a newbie, his take on Peter Parker and people finding him quite relatable was the only reason we could. He's the only one left. Bro, if Tom Holland also somehow didn't make it past Endgame, I don't even know what this Avengers look like. It would probably flop. This Doomsday, even with Robert Downey Jr., it could have flopped. Bro. Like there is just no people are not invested in the new Avengers, bro. It doesn't matter what anyone says. I mean, Danish loves She-Hulk, so Danish might enjoy it, but everybody else doesn't like it. Doomsday is a nostalgia bait. I'm sure it is, dude. It's just they are trying to overcook here, and they're very successful at overcooking at the moment because a lot of their movies in the last phase have not worked, and their TV shows also have not worked. Opinion on John Jones' abrupt retirement? It's very simple. He ducked Tom Aspinall, and the proof's in on Twitter. He goes on the Nelk Boy show and says, "If Francis presents himself humbly, we could do a match." And then a week later, he's retired. Dana White doesn't like Francis Ngannou, so he's never going to sign. He can't avoid that. Alex Pereira wants to stay at light heavyweight to get his title match. He can't get Alex Pereira, so he wants to fight Alex Pereira. He wants to fight Francis Ngannou, but does not want to fight Tom Aspinall, the interim champion who defended the belt and waited for him for 2 years because the UFC didn't strip him and gave him a match against a 45-year-old who has not fought in 5 years. He didn't fight in 5 years. Stipe Miocic has not fought in 5 years. And he got a title shot. And Tom Aspinall, the interim champion, had to sit there and watch them have a match. He's 100% ducking. 100% ducking. So, what's happening here? Are these people going to fight? Following each other out? Yeah, Jattu se machta hai. It is what it is, man. Chris Evans is back. RDJ is back. Yeah, but I mean, it's not really the same thing, right? Not really the same thing. Ella is coming back. I mean, yeah. It doesn't feel the same though, man. And also, it doesn't. Even if they all come back, the fact that the last phase was an absolute failure does not change anything. People are just not invested in in this new breed, this new whatever you'd like to call it, in this new batch of superheroes. Whether it's the TV shows, whether it's the limited series, whether it's whatever, people are just not that invested. You can't really do anything about that. Like you can't make them invested. If that makes sense. Ethan, not again. They ruined one of my favorite villains, Abomination. There is no groundwork, brother. Like we have 2018, 2019 solid foundation of that big events. Exactly. And the thing is, the main thing is there is no, these players that we're talking about, these people we're talking about, they were established actors before even coming here. So they had the fan base interested in this combined with the comic book fan base, and it turned into a big thing. Like Scarlett Johansson and Robert Downey Jr., they had hits before they ever did Avengers. So it was just constant build-up of momentum and establishment of the actors way before they joined here that created a buzz. How they're getting all these actors they've never fucking heard of, and everyone is supposed to get invested in them. Not happening, yeah. Not happening. We're not foolish, dude. You can fool us once, you can't fool us again and again and again. The new phase absolutely was shit. I like that the Asian one. I forget what it's called, but it wasn't a really good movie. I forgot what it's called, Shan Sui or something, whatever. It was all right. I mean, I didn't think it was great either, but like, everything failed, dude. The Eternals was one of the worst movies I've seen in a long time. Like the Eternals was, it was mind numbing, dude. Like I wish I never went. Then the Marvels, people don't even like that Marvel lady, Brie Larson. Then they did a full movie of Marvels, and that was a dud. Like read the room, guys. They don't like the main Miss Marvel, and they're going to like all the whatever the sidekicks. That movie failed because people just didn't want to believe that They thought Miss Marvel was going to pick up. It didn't pick up. Brie Larson's not that. I'm sure she's a good actor, but nobody cares about her in terms of the Marvel universe. Then they made a movie full of Marvels, and it did worse. You could argue. There's just no investment in these people at all. I remember once they were saying some meteor will end the world, still nothing happened. Say all kinds of shit. Too. Desperate attempt to build on fairy tale doom should be played by Cillian Murphy. Now that's a guy with an established fan base that will drag his fans onto this. Between Peaky Blinders and Oppenheimer, you're talking about a guy who's going to carry forward some of that momentum. Remember, I used to say that same what M is saying. Yeah, yeah. There is just no foundation. That's true. I don't know. Marvel just gave me my Toby Maguire cameo, and I'll be sad. Even I think we might see a world war also this year. Well, listen, man, we have wonderful luck, don't we? Is the last good MCU movie is the one that features Stanley? Coincidence? I think not. Probably that's probably something to do with it as well. It's a great point. My favorite wrestler is Switchblade Jay White. Oof! Remember to breathe with the Switchblade. Dude. Another Bullet Club member. I enjoyed Badass Ravi Kumar more than Thunderbolt. Thunderbolts. I didn't end up going. I was excited to go, but I didn't end up going. It's Barit Club in Japan. Yes, no else. That's right. Burit Club. Hey Daniel, good evening, bud. Daniel, you didn't hit me up on Twitter, bro. Twitter and YouTube's the only way you're gonna catch me, and with the time difference, I don't know, but better hit me up on Twitter if you have one. Good evening. The game's over, so we're almost done here. But yes, Secret Invasion is the time I realized they messed up completely. What a shit show ending. But bro, this is what I'm trying to say. The whole new phase after Endgame has not worked. Yeah, you can say the odd movie and the odd TV show was not bad compared to the other crap, but it's all actually been downhill, all of it. And I always said this, man. Marvel, the movies are good, the TV shows are crap. DC, the TV shows are good, the movies are crap. So far, it tends to be true. DC has way better shows: Arrow, Gotham, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow. You know, they have a good lineup of DC shows, man. Smallville, Smallville's ages ago. Superman and Lois more recently. It's good. The movies are the ones that fall short. It's kind of the opposite for Marvel. Deadpool, Daredevil, Spider-Man, Good, Loki, Rays of Hope. Yeah, Loki was good, but Loki again, he's part of the established ones, right? Tom Hiddleston is an established star, so that makes sense. Deadpool, obviously, yeah. Deadpool. I don't think you're going to get another one, dude. I think you might have seen the last Deadpool because Marvel's owned by Disney now. I don't know how many more they can do of those before it just gets changed. So Deadpool, yes. Loki, established. Spider-Man, last of the established ones. Daredevil was cancelled and brought back. Daredevil was a good show before the cancellation. They brought it back. Never forget that. Daredevil was brought back. It should have never been cancelled. Daredevil was a fun show. Next stream? Hold on. Next stream. Next dream. Benfica versus Bayern. Wednesday midnight. 2 days from now. Unless there is some transfer stuff. Man, I lost my Twitter account. I remember you not having IG. No problem, Daniel. It's fine. I don't know how we'll stay in touch, but if you don't, if you can make a Twitter account, great. If not, then that's also fine. We'll hang out here whenever you get the time. I don't know how we're gonna meet in Goa though, because you're gonna need some kind of communication. But yeah, my favorite MCU TV show after Daredevil and Loki is no one talks about it. Wanna guess? MCU TV show. She-Hulk. Oh, I forgot. You love She-Hulk. That's right, Danish. Never mind. Big fan of She-Hulk. Maybe a few big teams will get knocked out in the group stage only. Yeah, it's looking that way actually, funny enough. Miss Marvel, I didn't even survive one day in my city, Daman and Dew. It's tough, man. It's tough. You stay in Daman, M? Do you speak Konkani by any chance? Just wondering. By the way, any horror movie shows you can suggest? My favorite is From. My recommendation is From. See you, take care, Karthik. My favorite horror movie is It. Don't judge me. I don't watch horror movies, dude. As long as you all like it, that's great. Slowly, DC's coming back in the James Gunn era. Not gonna lie, possibly. It is Hawkeye. I liked it very much. Hawkeye was fun. That's a great point. Hawkeye is fun. You speak Konkani? That's awesome. It's awesome. Anyway, guys, I'll be off now. Thank you for joining. It is 2:30 in the morning, and tomorrow is Monday. Sure, you guys have things to do. Favorite horror movie? I can't help you, but I did like the thriller Netflix, the Valhalla Murders. It's not a horror show, but it's a nice slow burn thriller. It's a series. It's a single season series. But yeah, bro, sincere. See you guys. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you for Benfica Bayern. And Vamos Supremacy at OT. Fingers crossed. Vamos Supremacy. Get that account revived. They banned me last time. I wrote a post on freedom of speech. Yeah, good luck with that, Daniel. Nobody wants to hear that, unfortunately. Watch Evil Returns. There's your recommendation. Evil Returns. Danish is saying watch it in Irish, not dubbed one. Okay, interesting. There you go. Take care, guys. Good night. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.